Hello, welcome to Rudding Park Golf Club in Yorkshire. James Savage, National Club golfer here. And today I wanted to bring you a little bit of a comparison between the brand new Ping i500 iron, and I wanted to put that up against the Ping G700 iron. Okay, so if you're watching this video on YouTube, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button down there, and there's a button you can add for notifications too, so you can actually get an email sent through every time we do a new video. Now, why wouldn't you want that? Back to business, this is a comparison of the Ping i500 iron and the Ping G700 iron. You may think this is a bit of a bonkers comparison to do because you've got sort of a large oversized iron here and you've got more of a sleeker players club here. Well, the reason why I wanted to compare these two is because Ping actually told me that one of the reasons they brought out this i500 iron was on the back of the phenomenal success that they had with the G700 iron, because it went miles. You know, they said it, you know, when people tested it out at demo days and things like that, they saw the numbers, they saw what the ball was doing, and they thought, I've got to have that iron. So they thought, well, let's take some of that fantastic performance from this sort of hollow construction, you know, sort of flexible face technology, but put it into something with more of a player's package, with more compact design, sort of sleeker, thinner top line, into a more of a traditional, almost like muscle back type club. I'm interested to see whether or not, you know, I would need all the forgiveness that is in this club, and whether or not I'm going to get the sort of same performance from the i500 in a club that just looks a lot nicer. You know, why wouldn't you want a club that looks a lot nicer? And when it comes to a looks, you know, all day long, the i500, it's clean, it's sleek, it's simple. This is still a beautiful golf club, don't get me wrong, but you set it down, it is oversized, thick top line, there's plenty of offset there, and some people don't want to see that. Some people want to see that more cleaner look from the i500. So we've got sort of similar technologies going on in these clubs in terms of their design, and it is really a look and a profile as the main difference, if you like. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how each of these iron performed in terms from the data point of view. We had the SkyTrack launch monitor set up, hitting a range of shots, and you know, really sort of seeing what sort of data we were getting, trying to look at, you know, some of the differences in performance. You know, were the G700, you know, more forgiving, were they longer, which you know, flew higher or lower? So we can get an idea of that from looking at some of this data. I wouldn't, you know, take this data with a pinch of salt. This is my data. It is very dependent on what I'm doing with the golf club. Yes, it does show what the golf club is doing, but you know, don't feel like this data is telling you everything you need to know about these two clubs. You know, my striker can be sometimes inconsistent, but that's why we do these reviews. I'm like an average golfer. I don't find the middle of the club every time, and sometimes how the club performs when you don't hit it out of the middle might be more relevant to you. So let's start off with the G700 numbers, which I've got here, like I say, from the SkyTrack launch monitor. Good numbers for me, good strong carry numbers there, carrying up to sort of 156 yards, you know, total 164. That's pretty getting up towards the ceiling for me on how an iron can perform. Ball speed, you know, really good there. Got one there at 114, averaging there at 110. Very strong ball speed numbers. The flight's actually really good for me as well. Quite stronger lofts on the G700 compared to the i500. We've got 29.5 compared to 30.5. Yeah, the numbers there are very good for me. I'm happy with those spin numbers. There's, you know, not getting too high, not flying too high. Just a good, solid, all-round performer for me. So now let's take a look at the i500 numbers. Now, what's really impressing me here is that I'm actually getting better numbers across the board, you know, from an average point of view, than I'm getting with the G700, which is very interesting to see. I actually hit more shots with the i500 just to see if I noticed any drop off on the forgiveness levels, and I didn't. Every time I was able to maintain a consistent ball speed of around 110, 111 miles an hour with the i500, and the carry numbers I was actually getting better average carry with the i500, and the longer shots, you know, were longer there. You know, one there, carry 163, total 175. So putting all this data into the mix and looking at the ball flight from the two clubs, the i500 is just winning for me, because it just seems to have a bit of a stronger ball flight. You know, it just seems to work, and you know, considering the fact that we've actually got a degree weaker of loft on the i500, it just tells me that the technology in that club is really working. The fact that it's actually able to outperform from a distance point of view a club that's got more loft. To me, that's making me trust in what Ping are telling me about the technology in the i500 iron. So sometimes you can look at what a club is supposed to do, and then you can do a review and you've got that in mind. But I actually hit these i500 irons with very little knowledge of what Ping was saying this club was supposed to do. I hit the irons out on the range, out on the course, and then I looked into some of the technology details that Ping said, and they did do exactly what Ping told me they were going to do, and that's really refreshing to see. And I wouldn't expect anything less than Ping. They're not a loud marketing company that, you know, scream from the rooftops about their clubs being 10-15 yards longer. That they, you know, they know what they're doing, and they're very quietly confident that the technology that they put into their clubs works. And after hitting these i500 irons, the fact that I was actually be able to get better performance out of these than the G700, which were fantastic, tells me that they do what they say on the tin. And if you prefer a sleeker look and a feel, I think you will enjoy hitting these i500 irons. And I cannot see any evidence from here that the G700 are actually more forgiving than the i500. I've not found that. I've not found a drop off in ball speed on the miss hits in the way that you might think that I would. So again, don't let yourself be pigeonholed into whatever your handicap is. That's the iron that you need to play. You need to test stuff out and see how it works on the course. I've tested the G700, I've tested the i500, 15 handicap. I'm definitely leaning far more to the i500 irons, which some people might be surprised at, but that's just what I've found. So post your comments below what you think about this comparison. If you've tested the G700 and maybe you're eyeing up the i500, post your comments below on what you think about these clubs. If you've got any more questions about the specs available in these clubs, the shafts, anything like that, post them below and we will get back to you straight away. And right down there, subscribe to this channel, hit that button for notifications. You can get these videos straight into your inbox, and why would you not want that? So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.